Hello everyone and welcome to Paila on Aagaman TV Australia. I'm your host Eliza. In this show, we focus on social content and today we are discussing a critical issue affecting many Australians and that is scam. Yes, scam. Scams are a growing concern in Australia with thousands falling victim every year. From phishing scams to investment scam. It's essential to stay informed and protect yourself. In this episode, we will discuss the latest scam trend. We will also hear from our audience and share their personal experiences. Let's dive into the topic for now. Scams have become a pervasive issue in Australia, affecting thousands annually. With increasingly sophisticated tactics, individuals must stay informed and vigilant. On Paila, we will explore the types of scam prevalent in Australia, vulnerable groups and prevention measure. Australia has seen a significant rise in phishing scam, investment scam, romance scam, online shopping scams and cryptocurrency scams. Talking about phishing scams, it involves scammers impersonating banks or government agency to steal personal information. Investment scam promise high return on fake investment opportunities targeting vulnerable individuals. Romance scam involve scammers building fake relationship to extract money or personal information. Whereas online shopping scams deceive consumer with the fake online stores or counterfeit goods. Cryptocurrency scams exploit the hype surrounding cryptocurrency to steal funds. Certain groups are more susceptible to scam, including the elderly migrants and small businesses. Scammers often targeted the elderly due to the perceived wealth and trusting nature. Migrants may be vulnerable due to the language barrier or unfamiliarity with the local law. Small businesses may be targeted by the scammer posing as suppliers or customers. So later, we will discuss how to report scams and get help. We will be asking our audience for their thoughts and experience on scam. Specifically, how do they protect themselves from the scam? What do they think is the most common types of scam? Stay tuned for more insightful discussion on Paila. May I know your name, please?
Gary.
Hi, Gary. How are you today? Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Have you or someone you know ever fallen victim to a scam?
Yes, my auntie fell victim to a phone scam. They portrayed that they were from the tax office and that she had an outstanding tax bill and she needed to go to the post office to pay it. And there was no outstanding tax bill and it wasn't the tax office.
What do you think is the most common tactics used by the scammer?
I would say a combination of unsolicited telephone and email.
How do you handle unsolicited calls or messages?
Unsolicited calls I tend not to answer. If I have answered, I tend to hang up fairly quickly. Messages, similar. I just tend not to respond to them.
What do you think is the most important thing people can do to protect themselves from a scam?
I think be very vigilant. If you don't know the person that's calling, be incredibly careful and vigilant. In regards to messages, very similar. If you don't know the person sending you the message, I would suggest don't answer it.
How can law enforcement and other agencies better support people who have been affected by scam?
Very hard because most of the scams are international, so the local law enforcement would find it very difficult. So I don't think the law enforcement can do much better than they're doing. I tend to think more advertisement to be aware of scammers, especially for the elderly, would be my suggestion. But I don't think we can expect the law enforcement to do much better than they're doing. I think they do a good job. I think our banks also do a good job of recovering it. I believe if scams are started from overseas, it's incredibly difficult for local law enforcement to do much about it.
Have you or someone you know ever fallen victim to a scam?
Yes, our friend has fallen victim to a scam. My husband and my friend. He was applying for residency in Sydney as to be a resident, and he got a message to say that there was some problem with it, and that he needed immediately to go to and deposit money into an account.
Yep.
I think it was a couple of $1,000. So he went straight, 5,000 I think, and he went straight away and did it. And he never discussed it with anyone. He was actually working with my husband at the time. When my husband came back from a break, he was gone. And if he had asked my husband, he would have told him that's a scam. But he didn't. He just went straight to pay, and then realised by the time he figured it all out, he went to the police. But again, they said they can't do anything about it.
Have you or someone you know ever fallen victim to a scam?
Yes, my son has. He bought a phone off of the internet, and it said that there would be 2 phones. He was only 15 at the time, and it was like $900, and he had text messages with the person the whole time saying, is this real? And they said yes, and he paid the money. So we went to the police and they took down some details, but nothing ever came of it.
So how can we educate others about the dangers of scam?
I think especially with young kids, and because he was working part-time, they have the access to their own money, and you need to just say to them, please don't buy anything on the internet without checking first, because I would have known it was a scam. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Yeah.
What do you think is the most common tactic used by the scammer?
Social engineering. They will send you an email typically that you think is legitimate. It'll pretend to be, say, the post office or somebody you know or the bank, and ask you to click on a link.
What do you think is the most important thing people can do to protect themselves from the scam?
Just don't reply to any link in an email. If you think it's legitimate from your bank or wherever, just contact them directly the way you normally would. Don't reply to or respond to anything online.
How can law enforcement and other agencies better support people who have been affected by scam?
I think firstly just understanding it can happen to anyone, so that the person doesn't feel shamed about it, I guess, and then encourage people to remember details. If they are going to click on a link, try and remember a few things that'll help them track down the perpetrator.
What do you think is the most important thing people can do to protect themselves from scam?
I think for me the most important thing is not to trust numbers or people you don't know. Just inform yourself before you go to websites that you didn't want to go, or if you get advertising for some products you never asked for. Don't trust without getting more information.
Yep.
That's what I would say.
Do you answer call from unknown number?
Yes, I do.
How do you handle unsolicited calls or messages?
Usually if it's a phone call, I usually just pick up and then I wait to see what it's about. If they're trying to sell me something or flog me something or talking about things I don't trust, I just hang up. Messages, I just don't respond. My phone has a spam filter that catches most of it. So.
Do you answer call from unknown number?
No, always ignore it.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. How do you handle unsolicited call or messages?
Depends. Sometimes I just hang up afterwards. Like as soon as I realise, I'll just hang up.
Have you ever been targeted by a phishing scam?
Mainly just through emails, but I don't ever click a link, so it stops there.
Yeah, emails and texts, but yeah, just try to ignore them.
How can we educate others about the dangers of scam?
Oh, I think it's kind of educating the targeted audience, so educating the oldies, because they always fall for it.
Yeah, old people and younger people, possibly, that haven't really had experience in the field. It's some things are too good to be true or too bad to be true, I think.
Have you or someone you know ever fallen victim to a scam?
Yeah, I have fallen victim to a scam. I've been scammed about $500.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from my bank card got scammed.
Have you or someone you know ever fallen victim to a scam?
Yeah, so last week my CommBank account got hacked from India. So they locked my account, and thank God for Commonwealth, because they shut it down and made sure that my account was not scammed.
May I know your name, please?
Ken.
Ken. How about you?
Pat.
Pat. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have you or someone you know ever fallen victim to a scam?
Yes, a scam, yes. A financial scam. We put money into a foreign account thinking many years ago that we were going to make some good money out of it, and we lost 15,000.
15,000?
Yes, we had friends that bought a puppy 5 years ago off the internet, and it turned out to be a scam, and they lost $2,500.
What type of scams are you most concerned about?
If you put something on Marketplace and the scams start coming in straight away, that they're on an oil rig and they can't transfer money, but they've got a friend that can help us out, can we put money into his account to make sure that we're genuine, isn't it, Pat? And things like that. And also all these people that try and sell you different things over the phone, but we don't answer scams. It comes at us as a scam and we just delete.
What do you think is the most common tactics used by the scammer?
They think that we're ignorant, and they try to befriend you on the phone and get your confidence that they are real people. And once they've got your confidence, particularly the older people, they're taken in by it. And some of the older people like to talk to different people, and the guy gets talking to them and asks how she's going and this, that and the other, and then they relax and they get sucked in.
What do you think is the most important thing people can do to protect themselves from scam?
Educate yourself with things like this, and by listening to people and getting to know what they've been scammed at, you start to understand that you've got to be careful with everything.
Yeah, I never give personal information out, ever, ever.
So never ever share the personal information to other, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah, especially banking information.
Yep. How can we educate others about the danger of scams?
I think it's just a matter of people learning themselves from other people, hearing about scams that have happened, and just learning, because they come from all different angles. So it's really hard to say learn one thing, because there's so many.
How can law enforcement and other agencies better support people who have been affected by scams?
Well, sympathetic, and also to make sure that there's enough out there for people to understand that these different types of scams are coming through. And I don't think you can blame the police or anybody, but this sympathy and to help them and let them know that you're there for them.
I think there's two ways. One way, if you've been in scam for a lot of money, you should report it to the police and give them all the information you can. And the other way, it'd be good if police held like community meetings to educate people as to the different types of scams.
Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Thank
Have
you.
a great
too.
day.
All right. As we conclude today's show, here are some tips to protect yourself from scammers. Verify informations before making decisions. Be cautious with personal data. Stay updated on scam trends. Watch for spelling and grammar mistakes. Never ever click suspiciously. Use a strong and unique password and two-factor authentications. Monitor account and credit reports. Keep software and operating system up to date. If you suspect a scam, then report to authorities. Contact your bank immediately. Seek guidance from organizations like FTC. We will also display on the screen how to report a scam if you have been a victim. Thank you for tuning into our show, Paila. We are grateful for your love, support and valuable feedback. I'm Eliza, signing off with Shree Ram and the Paila team. Take care, stay safe. See you next time.